Duff McKagan.
Hey.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Congrats on the release of the book, How to Be a Man and Other Illusions. It's out today.
It is.
I got an advance copy, and I'm only halfway through. I was going through it yesterday. I feel 110% more manlier now.
Well, how's that?
Well, I'm sitting there, and I didn't know, what to expect opening the cover. It's like, okay, is this like a self-help book? Is this just cool rock stories? And it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. It was empowering stuff, which was kind of cool.
Well, it's it's certainly not an advice book. Yeah, as you said, it's just I do write a lot. I write for the Seattle Weekly, and I'm just kind of used to articulating my thoughts through writing these days. And I wrote the first book, and this book is kind of just a self-discovery. It was really kind of notes to myself, like what have I learned. I was turning 50. When I started this book, I was turning 50 in 3 days, right? And I was on a plane ride back from the Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, the Seahawks won. And it was like going to be the best 50th birthday ever.
Yeah.
And I started. It was a 5.5-hour plane ride, and I just started writing on my Mac. Like, what does it mean to be? I'm going to be 50, and what have I learned anything yet? And I started going through the things. The mistakes I made and how things have changed and what I thought when I was 18 of what being a man is, quote-unquote man, and what I've learned so far. And what a modern-age gentleman, what are we supposed to do? What's our responsibility? We all have gadgets and we have, Instagram and Twitter and all this stuff. And who are we? Do we compare ourselves to John Wayne? Or do we invent something new? And I think it's probably we're inventing the new modern age man right now.
A lot of it, I think, falls under it's not how you mess up, it's how you recover and how you react to it.
I think so. Yeah, there was a guy I talk about in the book. There's a guy. I was at a European rock festival, and some metal band from Norway was playing, and they were going for it. It was the daytime, and they were going for it. I don't know what the band was. I couldn't pronounce their name. And the singer of this band, there's a crowd there, but it's not completely full yet. It's the daytime, and the guy climbs up on top of the speakers, and he's probably been used to doing this in clubs, where the top of the speakers is a little lower.
Yeah.
And he was going to jump, he was going to climb at the top and jump into the crowd, but that PA stack was high. And he gets to the top, and he realizes, man, the crowd's too thin, and it's just too high. And he's started to back down off the speakers and crawl all the way back down, and everybody's, kind of heckling him. And I think the point of that was, like, hey, in the heat of the moment, take a look. Just take a look first. Just take a peek at what you're about to do. And that can apply to the heavy metal band at the European Festival, but it can apply also to stuff at home, Mm-hmm. Don't just react and do something in the heat of the moment. Just take a peek.
One thing, and this is the most recent thing that I read, and I had to put the book down. The story about your dog, Chloe.
Yeah.
That hits me. I'm a dog person myself, and just reading through it, and it was like I'm there in the waiting room at the car dealership, like getting choked and like trying not to sob to myself, and it's like it's some dust in my eye. There's just driving dust here in the waiting room. A little bit of driving dust going on.
Yeah, you're in Tucson. You got dust. There's sand in the air.
Exactly. It's a dry heat, man. Leave me alone. I've really been enjoying it so far, and I'm not to blow smoke up your ass. Not that you need it, but it's been a very fun read, which is nice. Because when you get books written by rock stars, sometimes they're very yay me. You know what I mean? Or situations that I, as, just a normal guy, can't relate to. And I feel picking up this book, I feel like I'm just sitting down with you and we're just, having some coffee, swapping stories type thing.
Right. I really try not to write from a yay me perspective. And I got my chops. I really got some chops writing for the Seattle Weekly. It's a very liberal city. They don't care about rock stars in Seattle. And it's my hometown. And I grew up there was no difference between the rock musician and the audience where and how I grew up in the punk rock scene. So I hope I don't write from that kind of a height. I just write. I'm a guy who's trying to figure it out. And that's what this book is kind of about. Just a guy my age trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being talked to, not talked at.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate that.
Now let's, if I can switch gears with you, because I know you're a sports writer too, the deflate gate punishment. What are your thoughts on this, man? 4 games, Tom Brady.
4 games. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a Seahawks fan, and I just don't really care what goes on with the Patriots. It hasn't moved my meter at all. I know a lot of things happen in football that we don't know about. And
oh yeah,
probably, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. We're just fans. You're probably a Cardinals fan.
Well, I grew up a Patriots fan, but yeah, Cardinals fan by default now out here.
Right. Okay. So you just root for your team, and I luckily, it's about time. Like I have a football team that, for the first time, we're not used to winning anything in Seattle, and it's all changing now. Like we actually kind of expect our team to win on Sundays, and that's all I really care about right now. The Patriots and deflating the ball a pound per square inch or whatever that was, and he wasn't truthful about it. Okay. All right, cool. Next story.
Well, I mean, what I find, and everybody's, burn the witch, 4 games isn't enough. That's more of a suspension than some of these guys who have been, alleged to have, hit their wives and kids. And it's kind of like, I just don't get where Goodell's radar is on this.
Yeah, that stuff, the other stuff you were talking about, the beating the wife or that moves my meter. I have no time for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd rather, and I don't think the players have time for that either. I know there's a lot of pushback on those teams when those guys come back to those teams. I don't know, the Brady thing, 4 games, I guess that's what you have, because he lied to the NFL, or is that what it was? That's what it is, not really the deflating of the ball.
Yeah, it was the hiding of the fact and the non-admittance and all that. I
mean, I'm in New York City right now, and they're going crazy out here. It's awesome. I'm in the Northeast. They're losing it. But for me, I don't really care.
Fair enough, man. Well, it looks like we're out of time with you, Duff, but I want to thank you for taking the time and calling in today, man, and thank you for the book. Congrats on it, and continued success, man.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.